I remember when Dave and I started playing together again, you know, we were kind of a little, you know, kind of just feeling it out a little bit because we hadn't played for several years, and it just was so natural. It was like, you know, when you play baseball as a kid and you put your glove back on and it just fits.
When this lineup came together, everybody in the principals in each of the bands have had success in other groups as well. Obviously, Zach started with Ozzy, David Draymond, still in Disturbed, Jason, of course, his long tenure with Metallica, Vinnie Paul, Pantera. So it really was kind of cool that the way this lineup came together, that everybody is notable for other success, but also success with their new bands that they're working with. I was contacted by a film producer in Phoenix about these kids who live in a landfill down outside of Asunción, Paraguay. And we had played in Paraguay about 2 years ago at a big festival down there. And these children, just luck of the draw, happened to be born and raised in this landfill, and there's literally no way out. And they asked, they said, look, can we fly you down there to meet these kids? We've asked them what their favorite band is. They unanimously came back Megadeth, and which was obviously a huge honor. And I said, you know what, absolutely. And I went down there and I came back and I showed Dave a little video clip, and Dave asked, what do they need? Whatever they need from us. And he said, well, how about we put together an opportunity for them to come up and play on stage, because that really was their goal. They've played all over the world. They've played with all sorts of big, huge A-list artists, but their #1 goal was to play with Megadeth. So we made that happen for them.
And the key thing, that they wanted to play music, but they had no instruments. And what they did was they took articles out of the landfill and created instruments out of it. For example, one of the violinists had a paint tray. You use a roller in it and bent it to the shape of a violin. The stand-up bass was made out of an oil barrel. Saxophone was made out of a bunch of old plumbing, and the valves on it were baby food lids and beer caps and stuff like that. Not only is it ingenious, but it just shows the determination of these kids. They were willing to do anything, and I'm so proud of Dave for him bringing this to us. It went by really fast. I mean, there's some days where I feel like I'm 300, but you know, I think that when you get up on stage and you're playing with people that you love and that you have not only a great working relationship with, but also a friendship that's transcended being a friend, and you actually become like brothers out there, you know, because people say, you know, we're family and stuff like that, and that's such horror. It's so overused, but you know, when you get into where we're at, the traveling, how hard it is to travel, how hard it is going in and out of countries and customs and flights and buses, and you really see what you're made of. And every time we get up on stage, it's like, oh yeah, this is what we were made for. All that other stuff doesn't matter at all.
One of the videos that I shot early on in Gigantour, we happened to be backstage at the Rosemont, in Rosemont, Illinois. And just even as a fan, I saw all this gear, just lines of drum sets and Marshall amps, and just after I've been doing this all these years, it was exciting to me, and I went, you know what, I gotta film this. And I popped it out, and I'm kind of walking down the long hallways up the ramp onto the stage, and then to kind of be the curtain parts, and you get to see where we actually stand on stage. The privilege we have to stand up there in front of this huge arena every single night, and I thought that would be something really cool for the fans to see.